there, guys. It is Toad Peregrine 4 here with something different than I've ever uploaded before. Different in a couple of ways. And this is actually me showing you how to do something in real life. It's pretty simple to set up. It's just sort of a prank. And the idea of it is just to make a remote controlled sound machine of any sort. So you can turn it into a fart machine, or my hands look really weird from this camera. Oh well. Everything's a little distorted just because of the angle I'm at. So you can make a fart machine. You can make a like a machine that makes little scary sounds, whatever. Pretty much whatever you can get a soundboard for on either an iPhone or Android phone. Anything with Bluetooth, really, you can connect to this and make all sorts of sounds remotely and really small. So you'll need a couple of things. One is just any speaker. This is a speaker out of a laptop. However, you can go to Radio Shack or Amazon or wherever and just get the cheapest speaker you can find. I just had this one laying around, so that's what I'll be using. You can get those for dirt cheap, because again, it doesn't need to be anything special, just any speaker. Like I said, ripped this one out of a laptop. Second is a battery operated Bluetooth receiver. Now these are actually really useful. I keep this one in my car. It's really cool. It has a play pause button, volume up, volume down, which double as a skip / previous song button. Really cool. I keep this in my car and just leave it connected to my phone. It's actually linked to my phone right now. And this particular one came with a couple of cool little accessories, like this thing here, which is just a double. It's an auxiliary cable, just minus the cable. But it actually did come with a full auxiliary cable and a charging cable, so a nice little kit for like $20. Definitely link this down in the description so you guys can check it out. You'll need a auxiliary cable extender, just anything that has a female mini jack plug on one end. You can cut the other end off, it doesn't really matter. I just had this laying around, but this end here is what's important, and that you have some cable to work with. So I want this to be really small, so we're definitely not using this like 5 foot of cable or whatever it is. Lastly, I'm going to be using an X-Acto knife. However, if you have wire cutters easily available, definitely go with those instead. I just don't feel like rummaging around in my toolbox to get it because it's late, and I don't want to wake anyone up by rummaging around in tools. So we're going to start with first is we're just going to get some nice new leads coming off of the speaker. Alright. Okay. So all I'm doing now is I'm scoring the sheathing, not actually cutting around it, just scoring it by pressing the blade into it. If you have wire cutters, you don't have to worry with this. So now I'm bending it to sort of put a break in the sheathing. Doing the same with the other side. And now I'm just going to pinch it and hopefully pull the sheathing off. Again, this is a lot easier with wire cutters, but it's late and tools are noisy. There we go. Just use my teeth. Yeah, in a pinch, any blade will help you cut the sheathing off the wire. Now, I'm off camera right now, but I'm doing just the same thing with the black side. There we go. So there we've got two new ends off, one black, one red. For most speakers, you're going to have black and red on the speaker. So for now, we're just going to set that off to the side. And now I'm going to take this, and this doesn't need to be very long at all. So I'm actually going to cut it. Yeah. Alright. And we don't need this. This is what's important. This female mini jack plug. So now I'm just going to go along and I'm going to score the sheathing with the blade. Now I can see it's scored. Flip it around. Boom. Look how easy that was. Alright. Now in this end, you'll notice that we have 3 wires. An unshielded one, or unsheathed one, a red, and a black. So this one here, this unsheathed one, is ground. I believe the right one to be, or the red one to be right audio, and the black one to be left audio, because these 3.5mm audio jacks have ground left and right, where left and right share the same ground. Now, since this is just one speaker, it just has a positive and a ground, the red and the black. So the black is ground and the red is positive. So in this scenario, just to keep it easy, we're going to hook the ground wire. We're going to hook the grounds together because you have to do that, and we're going to hook the red wire to the red wire. So now I just need to expose some of this red wire right here. So I'm going to do that in the same way I did before, where I score the sheathing, bend it over, and then pull the sheathing right off. Now this black wire, because we're not using 2 speakers, just the one, this black wire is not important at all. So I'm actually going to not cut it off, but push it over to the side, just so it's out the way. Just like that. Alright, so we have all of our wires exposed the way that we need them. Alright, so I'm going to separate these two just a little bit more. And first I'm going to take and twist the 2 red wires together. Alright, so these are the 2 red wires. Going to line them up. Yeah, it don't have to be exact. I mean, you just want them to be making good contact. Yeah. And now I'm just going to twist them together. There we go. So now they're twisted together. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the exposed ground wire from the mini jack plug and the ground wire on the speaker. Alright, so I'm just going to take those and twist them together. There we go. So now you can see our connections have been made. Alright. Now, just because I have it accessible, I'm going to run the ground just through this. It would have been clever if I had run this through here to start. This would have, it's not important now. But just to keep it separate, I'm going to run the ground wire through this hole. If you have electrical tape, definitely use it. But if not, just be clever. Because you don't want your ground to mix with other wires. That's all that's really important. Alright, so I'm pretty confident that they're not going to touch. Don't have it wrapped in electrical tape or anything, but I can always do that later. But for now, I'm just going to take this and this, going to hook it up. So now this here is the entire unit. Now, I'm going to take my phone, alright,
don't fall asleep.
Yeah, so I don't have a good way of proving it, but I played that for my phone. Matter of fact, I will go into the other room and hit the button, so you should be able to hear the door open and whatever. So yeah, hold on. Alright, so, yeah, I just did that from the other room. This is the entire unit. Once I, get this taped off better, then all I have to do is take this here, and keep this, tucked away somewhere, which with, some electrical taping and a little bit of patience, you can make this, nice and clean looking. So whenever you want, you can take your Bluetooth receiver out of your car, hook it up to your remote speaker, and make someone fart, creep someone out, whatever. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this how-to. It's pretty basic, but for those of you who may not be all that into electronics, this is a good start. Just toying around with real simple stuff. By far the most expensive part is going to be this, and this is $20. You might be able to find them cheaper out there, but I like this one. This is the one that I actually use in my car. speaker 50 cents. The wire, I think the cable, you can probably get one for $3 or $4 depending on where you go. So all in all, pretty cheap. You can do this for under $30. This here, I might actually be able to find one of these. Sorry about that. Still getting used to this camera. It's actually not a camera, it's a tablet that I have propped up. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this. It's a pretty simple project, pretty cheap. I should be able to get links to all the stuff that you can order. However, you can get a lot of stuff from Radio Shack or anywhere really that sells cheap electronics. But yeah, pretty simple. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you'd like to see more in this, and I will talk to you next time.